Why in this? Why in that? It used to mean something devious. Now what it mean though?
Point in time, I think that people are using YN specifically to simply mean any young black man, period. Regardless of how he moved, what he's doing, he's young black man. So they call him a YN.
It's indicative of what they call negative. Anybody can be seen as a nigga regardless of how good you speak, regardless of how your parents turned up. And this is the reason why respectability politics is bad. You can just be a person minding your business. But because you're trying so hard to be a good nigga, sometimes you forget that any nigga could always already be seen as a bad one.
Knowing that good nigga is an oxymoron. People who started out with YN in the first place never had genuine, sincere intentions. The fact that it's being widespread right now to mean any young black man, period, goes to the motives in the first place, that it was never really something that was a term of endearment.
A lot of us become, I'm gonna say, captive of the recent. You believe, man, these new YNs something different. Right. The older generation has always thought the younger generation is more barbaric, more irrational, more prone to violence, and not just giving a fuck. You feel me? Right. Have you ever seen Boys in the Hood? Those are young ends of those days. You feel me? Have you ever seen any media talk about gang culture in the 80s or the 90s? Those are the YNs of those days.
And speaking of which, it's interesting that a lot of times the old heads will say to the young, well, the YNs in this particular case, how different they are and how they're not the same, and make a separation between themselves. But at the same time, if you take a look at a generation that propagated selling drugs, and the next generation propagates doing drugs, and the third generation, it's talked about broken homes and the excesses of having been on both the giving
and depression.
The drug, how do you not relate that to one another?
How?
You see what I'm saying? That's that, in a sense, like imagine a generation rapping about eating candy and the next generation rapping about having cavities. We're gonna act like that's a coincidence?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, this YN, ON, UN, whatever kind of N you trying to be, at the end of the day, you have to ask yourself, why are you defining yourself by the standards of your oppressor?
Hey, with that being said, education is elevation.
We out, y'all.